Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to blur out confidential information with Camtasia. Alright, so before I get started, I just want to share with you guys our Facebook group community. It's called Creative Business Success, and this is an area where you guys can ask us questions. We're going to provide value for you guys, do contests. If you want to check that out, the link will be down in the description below. Okay, so let's show you how to blur out confidential information. Now I have this clip here, and I'm just going to remove myself, and it's just going to be the screen, because let's pretend like we just want to blur out some stuff on the screen. And I'm just going to remove this part and then this part. Okay, so first thing you want to do is head over to annotations, and then you want to head over to the raindrop. From here, you're going to see some different options. So you're going to have blur and then pixelate. And there are some other options like spotlight and highlight, but we just want to pay attention to blur and pixelate. So let's say we wanted to blur out this whole banner here. Now you would need to choose along the timeline where you'd want to blur this out, like whether it's going to be the entire clip or just the beginning or at a certain point. So you need to move your cursor at that point. So let's just say I want it here. I'm going to choose this blur function, the raindrop, and then drag it down and then hover it over. It's going to give you like a rectangle of blur, and then you want to stretch it out accordingly to what you want to blur. And so in this case, it was the entire banner. Now let me show you the different kinds of blur. So this is just the blur that I usually use, but let me show you pixelate, and I don't usually use pixelate that often for a certain reason. So I will move this here, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to move this blur out of the way so that you can see it. And that is pixelate. So I like the regular blur, because I find that it does the job. But sometimes when you use pixelate, you can still see some lettering sometimes. So I'm just going to move this over here. Let's say move it over here. I also don't like the way it's the style of the pixelation. I just like the regular kind of blur. So these are the two different choices that you can choose. Like I said, I mainly use the blur. And then from here, you want to extend or shorten the duration of the blur wherever it's happening. And you can have multiple things blurred if they're going to be in different sections. So I'll just copy and paste that. Control C and Control V is how I just did that. And then let's say I want to blur this part here with all the names. Then I just shape it accordingly. And then let's say I want to do just this top part here. So Control C, Control V, and then it's going to give me another one, because I just copied that one. So let's say I just want to do, actually no, let's say I want to do this bottom part here. Let's say over here, and then something like that over here. So I just blurred 3 parts of this picture here, of this screencast. And you know, people want to blur things out if it's got like your telephone number, address, email address, passwords, that kind of thing. Now you want to make sure that you are doing the proper length of the blur for the duration, because if it runs out, then the blur's gone. So you want to make sure that you do it for the entire time, because sometimes, and I've been guilty of this, sometimes I've seen people and they're blurring something and then they didn't do it for the whole duration, and then you can see what was blurred. So make sure that you do it for the entire duration of what's happening on the screen. So to do the blur, you just want to head over to annotations, head over to the little teardrop, and then you've got two right here. You've got the blur and then the pixelate blur. Choose which one you like, drag it down to your timeline, shape it accordingly, make sure you have the proper duration time, and that's how you blur out confidential information in Camtasia. Alright guys, so if you like these kinds of videos, I have a 9+ hour Camtasia course that you guys can get 2 months free access to. I have a ton of tutorials in there. If you really want to learn Camtasia or elevate your game, you guys can check that out. 2 months free access down in the description below. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Back from the dead.